For the first time in club history, Inter Miami CF have won the Supporter Shield after having the best record in the MLS 2024 regular season. And that was after Miami clinched a 3-2 victory against Columbus Crew last night, thanks to goals from Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Heron's Haven podcast here on the SoFlo Soccer channel. My name is Matt, your host, as always. And I am so excited, and I'm sure all of you are as well, for this huge accomplishment and milestone for this club, for all of these players, for Messi, for Miami, for all of the youngsters that we have: Ian Frey, Yannick Bright, Noah Allen, like all of Drake Callender. All of these guys have earned this major accomplishment and major achievement. And it's been a crazy ride, man. I mean, ever since 2020, we have just been, just struggling, right? Like as a club, it just hasn't been the best years. But we went through a lot of players, a lot of good ones, a lot of bad ones. And we were the worst team in MLS history. Essentially, we were the worst team in the MLS as of last year, but that completely changed now in 2024. We are currently the best team in the MLS. A lot of people can argue we are the best team that the MLS has ever seen, ever. Um, which honestly, I can stand by that argument. But anyways, we have a lot to talk about today, guys. We're gonna go over the game as usual, and just talk about a lot of the positives. We're gonna take out a lot of positives from this. We're gonna also kind of nitpick some of the negatives that's happened last night as well. Not too many from us, but just to kind of nitpick, because there's always gonna be, we're never gonna have a perfect game, right? It's just natural. But I do want to focus mainly on the positives, and then towards the end, we'll talk about what we're gonna look forward to after we play Toronto and New England, and then in the postseason, and all that sort of thing. And then we're gonna mention some. I'm gonna also mention something that Inter Miami just tweeted out. I think I should probably open up with this first, actually, before we get into the game, because they just tweeted this like 30 minutes ago. Skrilla, what's up, man? Hashtag Tata in. Now everybody's Tata in. Before everybody was Tata out. Mike V being the biggest Tata hater. Now everybody's Tata in. Dude, Tata Martino in his first full season with Inter Miami not only has won a second trophy, but has also got the best winning percentage in MLS history with a record of 28-4, and essentially is just one of the best records in MLS history. And he did that in his first full season with Miami after joining halfway through last season. So a lot of people are Tata haters now. Now we're gonna have a lot of Tata ins. Tata has always been somebody that we've been very critical over, because we would never agree with his tactical decisions, whether that's formations, whether that's tactically how we would approach the game, whether that's like counterattacking or high press or defensive or whatever, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, this guy is literally, he's accomplished the highest win percentage in MLS history, has won the Supporter Shield with Inter Miami this season. Last season he won Leagues Cup, and now we're gonna be heading into this postseason, heading into the playoffs as one of the favorites to win the MLS Cup and the Eastern Conference Championship. I was never a Tata hater. We only lost. That's what I'm saying. We only lost 4 games. A lot of people were just saying Tata out. But anyways, Thomas champions, bro. Yes, dude. So excited. We are so hyped. We're so happy. Apologies that I couldn't be here last night. I worked late, so I couldn't experience. I only was able to watch the last 30 minutes of the game live, and I had to watch that at work. So, but no, I watched the entire game this morning. Today's my day off, and I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about the game, and I'm ready to celebrate this amazing day as Inter Miami fans. AZ Rebellion, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. They appreciate you guys for being here. Tata is the coach of the year MVP. Hashtag Mike V out. Throwing some shade at Mike V. Um, honestly, that could be a contender for. I mean, like, yeah, he could probably be head coach of the year. I mean, Wilfred Nancy, it has my highest respects as a manager. But yeah, I mean, like with everything that Tata has done with this team, I mean, like the team has essentially given him, yeah, essentially given him that award, right? Any update on Farias? No, he's continuing his training with Inter Miami as usual, but we're not going to see him until next season, man. We're not going to see him this season, so don't get your hopes up on that. The game was crazy, dude. The game was so dramatic. It was so much fun to watch, and it's just so it's so funny, right? And it's, I don't know if ironic's the right word. It's very ironic, or um it's like a big Cinderella story in a way, like how we have to go to Columbus in a game where we could potentially win the supporter shield, and we just have the most dramatic, the most intense, the most electrifying game that we've had in a while, especially after these very dry 1-1 draws that we've been getting on the road. It was just amazing to go to Columbus, to go to Ohio, to go to Lower.com field, and to experience that game. I'm sure that atmosphere was just absolutely buzzing. I mean, like you can hear the crowd just from the broadcast itself, right? Everybody was cheering in all moments of the game. It was so much anxiety, as Dr. T says, so much anxiety, but so much excitement and enthusiasm and passion, and happiness, man. And it was such an amazing game. And what a way to win the supporter shield. Columbus fans were calling for VAR every time they went near our box. I mean, yeah, towards the end of the game, it was getting a very hectic. They were trying to get any call they could get to sneak in and try to steal the 3 points from us and try to steal a point. But fortunately for us, that didn't happen. We're gonna talk about some of those decisions out in this video, in this episode. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna go through it from beginning to end. First half analysis. We'll go through some key points. Second half analysis, and then we'll kind of wrap things up. And then we'll focus on the future, on future games. So you only got 2 games left of the season, of the regular season. Then we get our bye week. Then we have playoffs, man. Tata won games without Messi and Suarez and got a lot of injuries. Guys, we have played essentially this entire season without a full squad. Last night was probably the first time all season that we've seen the healthiest Inter Miami team that we could have possibly seen. And that's still missing 2 center backs, two of our best center backs out injured. And then we have El Toto Avila suspended, right? But that doesn't count. I don't count that. But I said this is our best team that we've seen, like the healthiest our team has been all season. And it just shows how deep our squad is, how much depth we have in this squad, and how much quality we have in this team. And last night it showed that. What a game. Edge of the seat the entire 90 minutes, or I guess the 100 plus minutes, because there was 10 minutes added to that second half. Which honestly, I thought that they definitely could have equalized it at the end of that game. But I digress. Let's, before we get to the game, actually, no, let me show you guys this tweet that Inter Miami posted at 12:53. So like, I guess 40 minutes ago, right? I'm gonna show you guys this. They posted this. It says, "Join the celebration on October 19th." Can you guys see this? Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this. It says, "Join the celebration on October 19th. Be part of history as we present the supporter shield on Fan Appreciation Night. Don't miss out on your season tickets now." So Fan Appreciation Night, that's when they're gonna be demonstrating. That's when they're gonna be showing off the trophy to us. And I was curious, right? Because October 19th, that's our last game of the season against New England. But I wonder if we're gonna be able to take pictures with the trophy. Like, I feel like maybe as season ticket members, we should be getting some sort of benefit to that. But maybe not on that day, but maybe at some point after that, maybe during the bye week or even after the season, we could probably take pictures with this thing. But anyways, but that's gonna be That's going to be exciting. Saturday, October 19th, our last home game of the regular season. They're gonna be showing it off for Fan Appreciation Night, which is amazing to see. But anyways, let's get into the game, guys. I do have some images as well that I snapshotted from the game itself to show you guys. Because I think these are to give just to give more context to what's been going on, right? But we're gonna start with the starting 11. And then from there, we're going to we're just going to move along, right? So the starting 11. Okay. Here, let me actually pull it up for you guys. This was the starting 11 for Inter Miami last night. Let me fix it actually a little bit before I show it to you guys. And then boom. Okay, boom. Perfect. This is the starting 11 right here. Can you guys see this? The starting 11 last night for Inter Miami with Drake Callender in goal. Noah Allen, Busquets, Ian Frey. Love the center backs. Love the defense already. Right? We have Jordi Alba, Redondo, Bright, Chelo. Expected. This was something expected. I didn't want Redondo or Chelo to play, but I knew he was going to put him in there. It is what it is, right? We'll talk about that in a minute. Then we have Diego Gomez up top with Luis Suarez and Lionel Messi as the front three. The best front three that we have this season, right? This is the best front three that we have. Drake had some crucial. Drake, if it wasn't for Drake, we would have probably lost the game. Drake had a lot of saves, man. Drake had a lot of saves. And if I pull up, let me pull it up for you guys. If I pull up the actual stats from the game, or let me go to the lineup. If I go to Drake Callender, he has had what? He has 4 saves. He had 4 saves. Those were 4 crucial saves because remember, Cucho Hernandez, right? Cucho had a lot of good shots. Diego Rossi has some shots. Ramirez had shots. Like, dude, they were being, especially in the second half. I feel like they had more, but Columbus were looking for the win. Columbus were 100% looking for a win, and then when they would break through our defense, or even when they had a shot outside the box, Drake Callender was there, and Drake Callender has always been there for us to make those crucial saves. Yes, he would mess up on occasion in other games, right? Like we've criticized him in the past, especially back when we played in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. But essentially, like when you look at the bigger picture, Drake Callender has always been here for us, and he has always been a great goalkeeper, and he's been our best goalkeeper this entire season. This back three, I loved how Noah Allen played. I love Ian Frey, and that's why Noah Allen and Ian Frey need to play more often, especially in this tactic and in this formation. When Ian Frey completely dominates in those central areas when he has the space and ability to push up forward into the midfield as well, especially when you have like Redondo and Gomez and Suarez, like when all those guys push up and then it's just like Boosie, Bright, and Frey, dude, like it's amazing. And then especially when Chelo came off, when he got like I don't know if he pulled something on his, I think he got like a groin injury or something. When Chelo came off and then Ian Frey moved to the right, I thought it was just great. I thought like and then he pinged that pass from the right side to Suarez goal. Like I just love Ian Frey, man, and I can't wait to see him in the playoffs. I hopefully we get to see him, if everything, fingers crossed, like everybody stays healthy and injury free. We could see him shine, really, really shine even more in the playoffs. But yes, Noah Allen had a solid game. I mean, like it was nothing crazy out of this world, but like as somebody at his stature, he's essentially a nobody, right? Like Noah Allen, he's not somebody like this. I'm saying this with all the respect in the world, right? Noah Allen is not somebody that has been hyped for Inter Miami. No one's talking about Noah Allen. But Noah Allen, what he brings a lot of speed. He brings a lot of athleticism. I mean, like, yes, he's not the strongest player. He's not the tallest player. But his defensive transitioning, his passing, I thought was really good. His defensive transitioning, his speed and agility really, really helps out a lot. And yes, in the second half, we did get scored on in the first 30 seconds of that second half. And it was a couple of unlucky bounces. Noah Allen pushed too far up. Redondo and Frey and all these guys started pushing up. Yeah, but I'm not going to blame that on anybody, especially not Noah Allen. So great game from Noah Allen. Great game from Ian Frey. Bushi, of course, as always, had a great game. He had a couple crucial tackles. He was honestly not lucky enough to not get booked at some point in the game, which I'll get to in a minute. But it's been really, really good. And then overall, didn't like how. No, I'm gonna get to the rest. I'm gonna get to the rest in a second. But I just want to just really quickly just put like a spotlight on the defense because they played absolutely phenomenally. I want to look. I want to go here. Let me see what you guys have in the comments, and then I'm gonna go down my bullet points because I marked down moments in the first half specifically that I think that we should look into a little bit more. Messi masterclass. We're gonna get to Messi's masterclass. We could talk. We could spend 2 hours talking about Messi and how well he did for us. Thomas, the next game we can rotate the squad and play the young players. Bernadeschi got a red card. Yeah, no, we're gonna talk about the future games at the end of this episode. But yeah, it's gonna be we're definitely gonna be able to have more freedom in terms of rotation. Skrilla owes an apology to Drake and Allen. I mean, I think you do. I mean, like, I don't know what you said about him, but Drake and Noah Allen they've always been great, man. And yes, like they obviously have their slumps, but at the end of the day, they've always been quality players for us. So the first thing I want to talk about essentially is, well, for the first thing that kind of happened in that first half was that 7th-minute goal, or almost goal. It was a close chance by El Cucho Hernandez. This was the shot that he took. This was the shot that he took from. This went like essentially straight up right past Drake Calendar. It was a beautiful goal. Luckily, this was disallowed, but that was our first sight of kind of worrisome. And it's like, damn, like they're gonna really give it to us. In the 24th minute, I want to talk about this, guys. In the 24th minute, we were then disallowed a goal. We were disallowed a goal in the 24th minute. This is from the corner kick. I don't know if you guys remember this. This is from the corner kick. Messi played it short to Bushi. I'm gonna move my face over to the left side. Messi played it short to Bushi right here. Bushi then plays it back to Messi, who crosses it into the middle. I think he was mainly looking for the back post. Whether that, I don't know. I think this is Suarez. I think he was looking for Suarez and ended up around the Chelo Gomez area. This is not a video. This is an image. So I can't like fast forward. But essentially, they called an offside on whether that's Gomez interfering, whether that's Chelo. I don't know who that is. But they called an offside here. And I just want to say this was, I don't see the offside. I don't see the offside here. I don't know if you can. This is the last defender. So when you look at the last defender here, like if I could draw. Can I draw? Mark up. If I could draw, if we go from the shoulder here, right? It's not going to be the straightest line. But if we go from the shoulder here, and then go just like straight back. Like even if we go like slightly more back like this. Diego Gomez, this is Diego Gomez right here in the front. Diego Gomez is the only one that's not offside, or that is offside. Everybody else is not offside. Can I zoom in? Can't zoom in for some reason. Can you guys see this? Do you need it bigger? Here. Like Diego Gomez is the only one that's not offside. How in the world is this an offside? I'm gonna move my face up here. How in the world is this offside? Because at the end of the day, the Columbus player touched the ball. Gomez didn't get involved. Chelo doesn't look offside. Whoever this is doesn't look offside either. Nobody's offside. Ultimately, their defender hit it. This guy that I'm hovering over hit the ball. And I think it was an own goal. And then they went to VAR. Like VAR checked it and said, yeah, it's a goal. It's not a goal. And I'm like, dude, what? They didn't even show us with the lines and stuff. And that is the problem with the MLS. They never show us the proper angles, and I feel like that's what it is. They don't have the proper camera angles to actually prove that this was not offside. And instead, they just went with the referee's decision, with it, which isn't wrong. Like it's not wrong to not go to the like it's not wrong to go with the referee's decision, but I feel like it's just not like not offside. I feel like this definitely should have been a goal at some point. Like it's not offside. Yeah, no. We got robbed. Your line is not parallel of goalkeeper, but I mean, bro, I'm not a fucking mathematician. Like I can't fucking make it a straight ass line, but that's like a generic ass line. Like look, even if I take it out, if I make this straight, shit, hold on. But that's fucking slanted. It's slanted because it's an angle. So you can't like that's not if you switch your angle, that it doesn't look like that. So no, that's not it either. That's slanted as hell. But anyway, it's definitely I thought this should have been checked a little more. I thought it should have been checked a little like further in. I wish we had a good camera angle on it, but they just didn't show us a good camera angle on it. But besides the point. Moving on to the next that was in the 24th minute. That was 24 minutes into the game. The next play, so they kicked the ball across the field from here. In the next play, they kicked the balls across the field, and then this happens. This happens. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. This happened. This happens. This happens with Busquets. Busquets' leg goes essentially into Farsi's balls. Into Farsi's balls. The foul was given in favor of Inter Miami. And I don't think he ended up booking Farsi. But this was a foul for us, like in favor of us, which I thought we really got away with this one. Because I think if they would have went to VAR, they would have sent Busi off. Which I don't know why they didn't do that. Or maybe they did, and I guess they just didn't see it as a red. But Busi definitely should have got booked for this. And then this should have been a foul for Columbus. So this is at minimum a yellow card, possibly a red card. That I think we genuinely got away with. This could have changed the game a lot. Playing a man down, Busquets of all people, and essentially, we could have really lost the game here. We really could have. This could have been a completely different game, in my opinion. Versatile talk. Club World Cup qualify for him after this trophy is conferred. Yeah, so we qualify for the Club World Cup. We officially qualify for the Club World Cup. Referee sucks. It's red. I don't know how he not get a red card. It's favoritism. I don't know about favoritism because it can't be favoritism because they gave Columbus 2 handballs in the box, which I'll get to in like later on. But we definitely got away with this one. No one got booked in this. I just wanted to point that out. That this, honestly, could have been a fucking red card. And I would not have complained if it was called for red. But yeah, I just lost my pen. Here it is. Okay, so that happened in the 25th minute. Literally the next play. Next in the first half. This is the next play that happened. 35th minute. Ramirez literally shot the ball. Here, if I could show you guys this. Ramirez shot the ball. He was right here. He was right here. He shot the ball. And the ball went like this. Which is insane, right? Like, literally the ball, like, curved outward. That 100% would have goal because Drake Callender was not getting to that. Like, he was not getting to that ball. That reaction was insanely slow. So We got this was very lucky on us as well. It just went wide for a goal kick. I just wanted to point that out because that was a close one. Anyways, next up was this one. Also, I think Boosie got a yellow for this. I don't know. This was literally the next play. The next play, Boosie makes this tackle. He clearly gets the ball. He clearly gets the ball here. The foot is all the way up here. The Columbus foot, Cucho's foot is all the way up here. His other leg is over here. Boosie clearly gets the ball. The referee is over here somewhere. Like he's over here somewhere. Boosie clearly gets the ball. Foul. And I think they almost scored from this free kick. But anyway. So what I'm trying to say here is there was just a bit of inconsistency. There was just a bit of inconsistency with the referee decisions. And now this is not me bashing the referee. It was a FIFA referee. This is not me saying that this is a bad referee because mistakes happen, guys. Mistakes happen. And at the end of the day, we won. But there were some inconsistencies with the calls. Also, it happened, I think it was in the first half as well. Yes, in the 38th minute. In the 38th minute, Redondo got a yellow, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check that. But I'm pretty sure Redondo in the 38th minute got a yellow card. And he should have been sent off later in that first half. I'm going to see if I could try to pull up exactly when he got a yellow. But I don't think I can actually do that. At least not on FootMob. Yes, I can. It was the 38th minute. In the 38th minute, he got a yellow for talking. And then he bodied some guy like a couple of minutes later. He should have got a second yellow and got sent off. But anyways, doesn't matter because later in the game or later in that half, Messi scores 2. He scores a beautiful ball from Jordi Alba across the field. From on the left side, he found Messi, top of the box. I think he was able to control it down, bring it down, get by 2 defenders, and then just kind of ding around the goalkeeper. An excellent goal, man. Excellent goal. We were 1-0 up with less than just a couple of minutes left. We were in stoppage time at that point because it was the 45th minute. We are stoppage time at that point. We get a free kick 45 in the 45th minute with like plus 3, 4, 5 minutes. Free kick from 25 yards out. Messi just the way that Messi free kick curved, bro. Did you see? Dude, I wish I saved it. I saw something on Twitter that a journalist posted, and it was the clip of Messi's free kick, but from behind, and it shows just shows the curve on it, and it showed the curve. I want to see if I could pull it up really quickly, if I could do that for you guys. Yes, I'm so good at this. I just found the clip. Hold on. Can you guys see this? Look at the way that it curved, because I felt like the goalkeeper that Schultz, right? His name is Schultz. Definitely thought that was gonna go straight out this way, but then it curves ever so slightly, last second, and it just catches the keeper completely off guard. It was an amazing free kick, about 25 yards out. Awesome, man. And so we go into the half, or we end the half going up 2-0, which is insane, right? Messi. Yeah, dude. It's amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing. You don't think it's a red? Really? I thought that was with the Boosie one? The Boosie one? I thought the Boosie one could have been, you could argue it's a red. The wall was not set up correct. Messi just curves around. I mean, yeah, the wall probably, at this angle, the wall probably could have went a little more to the left, right? At that angle, you could have probably moved it a little bit more to the left of, over here. Did they play this quick? I don't even remember if they played this quick. I don't know if they played this quick or they played it by the whistle. But anyways, it doesn't matter because we go into the half 2-0 up, right? 2-0 up. Let me go back to my notes. But essentially in that first half, what went wrong? Redondo was our weakest link. Redondo was our weakest link. I wrote it right here. Redondo, weakest link of the team. Didn't do anything first half. Gave away possession too many times with bad passes and dispossessions. Probably should have come off at halftime. And that's 100%. And I stick by that. Redondo did not have a good first half. First of all, getting booked. Now he'll be suspended for the next game. But not just that, but he didn't do anything. A lot of people said that he looked nervous. I mean, like, I guess you could like word it in that way. I don't know what it was. I mean, it could have been nerves. But he didn't do anything. Like, he just didn't show up to the on the day. It could have been nerves. It could have been the atmosphere. It could have been the stakes of the game. It could have been, I don't know. It could have, I genuinely don't know. But I thought that his passes were off. Like, his positioning was off. Sometimes he looked a little bit lost in the midfield. And Yannick Bright and like Boosie just kind of had to carry that midfield, and even Ian Frey had to, like, pushed up a little bit into the midfield sometimes. So I didn't like how Redondo played in that first half, and especially up until he came off. Like, I just didn't like Redondo overall this game until he came off in like the 70th minute. I already talked about our defense, how I loved Frey, Boosie, Bright, and Allen. Team overall made sloppy passes and gave away possession often, which was true for the majority of the game. Honestly, I thought the game was pretty even in the first half. Like, statistically speaking, we had 50-50% like for possession, right? But and it definitely it showed that a little bit, but I thought that Columbus looked better on the ball. I don't know if that's going to make any sense to you guys, but I thought we gave a lot of sloppy passes, especially in the midfield. Like, whether that was a long pass or a medium pass, it's like a lot of passes just didn't connect well. And whether we would rush or didn't communicate, it's just or like just players having different ideas of what kind of pass they want. It's just it was a little bit sloppy. It was a little bit sloppy, and I didn't like it. And I thought if we were able to connect the passes better, we would have been more clinical going forward. And there were a lot of, there were one specifically, but there were some chances where, especially where Ian Frey would pass the ball from our own defensive third, ground ball all the way to Suarez, and they would connect, and then Suarez he would dribble forward, and then he would lose the ball. But passes like that were very, very clinical. Whenever we would pull it off, right? I thought Messi, I think, also like got dispossessed a lot of times. He would lose possession a lot of times as well. So that's something that's very annoying and very frustrating to kind of witness. And that essentially, I think, happened throughout the entire game, but not just the first half. But anyways, but that was the first half for me, in my opinion. I have to stop closing for some reason, I put my notebook down and I close it and I lose my spot in my notes. But anyway, oh yeah, and we should have been a man down in that first half. Honestly, I genuinely believe that. But and yeah, no, we opened up the second half after conceding 30 seconds. Like, we just didn't. Not that we were asleep. It wasn't the fact that we were asleep. I think the problem with it was we wanted to be aggressive in the second half. We wanted to come into the second half aggressive and pushing forward and playing with the high line because everybody was pushing up. It was obviously Messi and Suarez and Gomez were all going up, and then Redondo was like, "Oh, let me join in on the pressure." And then from there, yeah, like Bright moved in a little further up. Ian Frey moved into the midfield, and then the two center backs that stayed back were Boosie and Noah Allen. Noah Allen bit a little bit in the over top ball to Diego Rossi, I think it was, or whoever. I think it was Farsi, either Farsi or Diego Rossi. And he lost possession. Jordi Alba, it was like an unlucky bounce on Jordi Alba, and it ends up behind him. Noah Allen can't make the tackle, and Diego Rossi makes it 2-1, 30 seconds into the first half. Or into the second half, excuse me. And so I'm like, well, shit. Like, that's not the way you want to start off the half, right? Like, but, I mean, it's not really our fault. It was just really unlucky, right? Like, we wanted to get aggressive. That's the price we pay for playing pretty risky early on. But we wanted to bring on that pressure pretty early. And then when we immediately responded with with a mistake from Camacho when he hit the goalkeeper, and then Luis Suarez was able to make it 3-1. We get the 2 goal lead once again. And it was a great ball from Ian Frey, like I said earlier, and it came from the right side. He found Suarez. The Camacho makes the mistake running it, not communicating with the keeper, and we make it 3-1. Very, very awesome. And that's something that Ian Frey is just known. Like we know that he's capable of doing that, Ian Frey, and that's something that we haven't seen Chelo do. That's something that we haven't seen Gressel do in a while, I feel like. But I think that's something that everybody knew that Ian Frey was capable of. And that's why we need to see Ian Frey play more often, because he is a threat everywhere on the field. Whether you push him up, whether he plays wider on the right, whether he gets into central areas, whether he plays defense, like he's just a threat and he can create anything. He can turn nothing, he can turn something out of nothing. And it's very, very impressive for somebody who's literally suffered 3 ACL injuries in his career, who hasn't touched the field for Inter Miami since 2020, I'm pretty sure. And it's like the greatest comeback. And Hendo has said it, or Jorge Massa said it. Like it's the greatest comeback story. Like it's the greatest comeback story for this kid. It's an amazing comeback story. He hasn't been able to touch last season. He wasn't able to touch the field with us because he suffered that injury early on, and when we lifted the Leagues Cup, he couldn't be a part of it. Messi dedicated the winning the Supporters Shield to Ian Frey, and it's so amazing, man. And I can't. He's such a great player. He's one of our best players, and I can't wait to see more from him in the postseason and next season. But anyway, that's enough of me praising or like meat riding Ian Frey. Um, let's see. Was there anything else in that second half? Honestly, probably not. I mean, like we had the 2 handballs, right? El Cucho scored that handball from Noah Allen. It was a handball. I'm not going to argue with that. And then we had late in the game when Columbus had that second handball. That we were already they were down a man. I'm gonna get to that in a sec. When they score, or when Drake Callender made that save on the second penalty kick from Cucho, I thought that was that was so clutch, man. It was just clutch time, man. And it was just a great moment. But yes, it was a handball. Those were 2 unfortunate handballs, but that's something I personally couldn't argue with. It's like, damn, like it's a handball, and I couldn't argue with it. When they were down a man, when Columbus were down a man, it didn't feel like they were down a man. And I don't know, like we didn't take advantage. I feel like the fact that they were down a man, it still felt like we were even. So that's why I give a huge credit to Columbus and to Wilfred Nancy for tactically being very intelligent. Like they out tacticked us. They outplayed us essentially in that aspect. And it was just great tactical display, great tactical delivery from them. They were able to adapt being a man down. I don't know. Somebody just drove by like blasting music. I don't know if you guys heard that. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, they were able to adapt being a man down. Where us, I feel like, yeah, like it just didn't seem that way. Like it still felt like it was very, very even. And a lot of people could say that it's because Messi and Suarez like didn't assist in defending, which honestly is not like a bad take. But they 100% played better. Like they were more eager to get that goal. Now that they were down a man, they wanted to take advantage of the fact, like they just really wanted it. They were hungry. They were eager to fight for that draw at least, and it really showed. Kasar says Alba, Aviles, Frey, Chelo should be back 4, boosting the midfield, back 5 made the midfield 2 weak. I genuinely didn't have a problem with that formation. I just didn't like Redondo in that midfield. So whether you want to put Busi in that midfield and instead put Ian Frey, Noah Allen, and maybe Kritsov or Aviles, I don't know. But I don't like Aviles as a whole. But I mean, like if you want to create more midfield stability, maybe you could put Aviles at the center back with Frey and Noah Allen, and then have Busi play with Bright in the midfield. Drake always shows out in big game. Oh, 100%, man. He did it last season too. I mean, last season when he had that game-saving penalty in the penalty shootout. Was it against Columbus? Wasn't it against Columbus in the Leagues Cup? It was it's just or was it against Cincinnati? I don't know, but he literally had that penalty saving he had that penalty saving save, like, or but he had that penalty save that won us the game, in the penalty shootouts last year. So it's awesome, man. It's genuinely it's just amazing. It's just so awesome. Columbus played better down a man. 100% agree. And like you just have to give it for amazing coaching, and Columbus have amazing players. They're one of the better teams in the MLS. One of the people say one of the best. And we were able to put out a pretty solid performance against one of the best teams in the MLS. Yes, and I've said it in the preview. Columbus have had an insane game congestion schedule. Like their schedule was so congested with games back to back to back to back. Every 2 or 3 games or every 2 or 3 days they were playing a game. And so I said that they might have been tired, but they showed it was the complete opposite last night. They did not look tired at all. We were the ones that actually looked tired by the end of the game, despite despite everything. Oh, it was against Nashville. My bad. Thank you. Um, but yeah, no. Anyway, like yeah, it's they did play better with the man down because they really wanted. They were really eager and very hungry for for that win, or at least for the draw, at minimum for the draw. But I think they wanted to really win it. Oh, but anyways, I think yeah, no, that's pretty much all my notes for the game. The subs were fine. I mean, the subs came at an earlier time than usual and not at the last 10 minutes of a game. I believe the first sub was Redondo in like the 70th ish minute. I'm about to pull that up for you guys now. Yeah, it was about the 70th ish minute. I'm gonna zoom out so you guys can actually see this. And 69th minute, 70. Oh yeah, Chelo came off with that injury, and then Gomez came off in the 87th. You probably could have taken out Gomez a little earlier. You probably could have taken yeah, you probably could have maybe did Gomez a little bit earlier than the 87th minute. But that's okay. I mean, like it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You probably could have taken out Suarez just to kind of rest him, not to risk anything. But nah, probably not. I think with the 3-2 game, but I think with Campana defensive, I think we probably could have had more defensive support with Campana than with Suarez. So maybe you could have taken out Suarez for Campana. And who else did we have on the bench? I mean, like, we probably could have brought on Cremachi in the midfield as well. Because David Ruiz, I didn't think really did too much. Like, he wasn't anything crazy off the bench, Ruiz. And I have nothing against Ruiz. I think Ruiz is a good player, but I think Cremachi probably could have done something. I don't know. He probably could have been a little more helpful in the midfield in those final minutes. Columbus were the better team. I think Rojas or Campana should come on. Yeah, yes. Okay, so yeah, you agree with me on that. Perfect. Yeah, no, 100% agree with you on that one. I think they should have came on a little bit earlier. Maybe like I think around the same time that Chelo had come off, or maybe even Redondo. Maybe that would have been too early at that point in the 70th minute. Because when did they score that penalty kick? They scored it. Oh no, they scored it in the 61st minute. Oh no, when did he miss the penalty kick? That's what I want to know. When did he miss this penalty kick? Missed penalty in the 84th minute. Yeah, no, that was pretty. Yeah. Yeah, no, I would say they probably could have came on in like the 80th minute. But yeah, I mean, like, it is what it is with that. Let's try to get the point record, but it's not a big deal if we don't win the. Okay, I'm glad you brought this up, right? Because I'm done with my notes. I have no more notes now for the game. I essentially talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. So, I mean, before actually no, let's talk about these last two games before we head on to or move on to what this means for the postseason for us. Here, let me pull something up real quick. Anyway, so what was I gonna say? Let's try to get the points record. Yeah. So in terms of the points record, in terms of making history in that sense, I think would be great. I think would be amazing. It'd be very historic, and I think Inter Miami. It would be a happy day for everybody if we get this points record. At this point, honestly, I don't care. At this point, if for the sake, and I say this for the sake of injury purposes, I don't want to take any risks these last two games of the season. because of the history of injuries that we've had literally this entire year. I don't want any worries or doubts going into these playoffs because this is now where it matters the most. In the United States, in MLS, for some reason, it's not for some reason, it's because we have two conferences, but in any other league around the world, we would be champions of the league. We would be champions of the league. But because we're in the United States and we have two conferences, and the fact that we don't play a lot of Western Conference teams, um, we need to win the playoffs to prove that we can beat a Western Conference. I mean, granted, it's only one Western Conference team we would have to beat if we make it to the final, but we need to win the MLS Cup to prove that that we're the champions of MLS. I mean, like we have the most points. We could definitely say we're the best team in the Eastern Conference, but we haven't played a single, or maybe not a single. I think we've played like one or two Western Conference teams. Because I forget the rule on that. I forget how many West. I think like because I think teams can play like one or two Western Conference teams this season. It doesn't matter. But like essentially, we don't consistently play with Western Conference teams because that would be like so many games. It'd be like insane. Um, So yeah, I'm happy that we won the Supporter Shield. It'd be great if we get the points record, but MLS Cup is where it matters most. I would rather win the cup than get the points record, because if we get the points record and not win MLS Cup, then it's like, all right, well, yeah, we won the points record, but fucking Orlando City's gonna win the fucking MLS Cup. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, um, it's I'm really excited for this MLS Cup. I'm hoping that we can just play it safe for these next two games and just not risk anything. Play fucking Lost in Sunderland if you have to. Play freaking CJ Dos Santos. Play play Robert Taylor. Play Gambana. Play Ruiz in the midfield with Benja and Bright. Play Gressel. Play everybody. Play everybody that you don't normally play. Just play Noah Allen left back. I don't care. Just play Ryan Saylor. Bring some of the academy guys. Like just don't risk it. Just don't get. I mean, we need to play some of our guys, right, for fitness and sharpness, especially between our next game against Toronto. We play Toronto, I believe, this Saturday. It is this Saturday. We play Toronto this Saturday away. Then after this, we have 14 days. We have 2 weeks of rest. We have 2 weeks of rest until our final game of the season against New England. So we're gonna need to really, really train hard these next 2 weeks. But anyways, here by Messi comments after the game, he is planning to beat the record. He will play and then off to international break. I mean, yeah, of course they're gonna want to do it because it's like it would be nice, right? But Messi has also said in the interview that it's not as important. The points record is secondary. The MLS Cup is the primary target. This is what the playoffs will look like if it started today. So let me show you guys that, and then we'll continue on. Boom. This is what the playoffs would look like if it started today. This is the Western Conference here. Oh, this is the Western Conference here on the left, and then we have the Eastern Conference here on the right. We have the two wild card games in the middle. As of right now, the wild card games are teams seeded in 8th and 9th place. So that'd be Montreal and Toronto. In the West Coast, it's Minnesota and Timbers. So the Portland Timbers. So Miami, us, we would play the winner of the wild card game. It's one game, and the winner of that game will play us. So whether that's Toronto or Montreal, if the season were to end right now, but there's still 2 games left, so it could be anybody. So the wild card game could be anybody. Drake should be called up for the next qualifying. Oh, honestly, yeah. Honestly, he should be. Don't know why he isn't, even as a backup, but it's because, like, there's a lot of European keepers. But honestly, I think Drake Callender, even as a backup, would do really, really well. I'm just saying. What does the standings look like in terms of 8th and 9th place? So Philly Philly have 37 points. They're tied with Toronto. DC also have 37 points. Atlanta have 34 points. Yeah, so literally ninth place. Eighth and ninth place is anybody's game, honestly. Eighth place, they have 40 points, but they're 5 points behind Montreal, behind Charlotte, excuse me. So honestly, eighth and ninth place is anybody's game. This could literally be anybody's game. So we won't know essentially who will be in eighth or ninth until the final day. We play Toronto as well. So if we beat Toronto, they're going to drop. And if Philly win their next game against Columbus, which might not happen, if DC beat the Revs, which maybe could happen, that would be a good game, honestly. Like this, if Atlanta beat the Red Bulls, which shouldn't happen, I don't know. If there's any upsets right now, the biggest game, honestly, it would be DC United versus New England. We play New England in the last game of the season, so there's no way that New England is going to be qualifying for playoffs this year. But we would have either Montreal, Toronto, Philly, DC, maybe Atlanta, Nashville. There's no way. I don't think Nashville will make it because I don't think Nashville are going to beat NYCFC. And I don't even know who they play next after that. Chicago. They probably could beat Chicago. Yeah, Chicago are the worst team in the league. So they probably could beat Chicago. But I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, Miami would get easy semis. Easy semis? Where we beat Columbus if we win. Galaxy, LAFC in the final. Miami should play better. That's the thing with, I'm going to pull up the graphic again. That's the thing with the playoffs, right? The playoffs, it's anybody's game in the playoffs, guys. It's literally anybody's game in the playoffs. Where is my phone? Did I drop my phone? I don't know where my phone is. Oh, it's right here. It's literally anybody's game in the playoffs. So, like, for example, I don't know what's a good example. NYCFC, who've been in, I think have been pretty good form recently. They could beat Orlando. They could be, let's say the Red Bulls beat Cincinnati, and let's say Charlotte upset Columbus. Let's say the Red Bulls beat Columbus, NYCFC beat Inter Miami. Like, anything could happen. Or like fucking whoever's in eighth place, like Toronto or Montreal can play Inter Miami. They beat us in the best of 3 series because remember, this is a best of 3 series. So we have to win 2 games. We have to win 2 out of 3 games to qualify for the next round. So it's a lot of games. So let's say we play Montreal. I'm assuming that Montreal is going to beat Toronto. Let's say we play Montreal. We're gonna host game 1 because we're the 1 seed. So we're gonna host game 1 at Chase Stadium. Then we're gonna go to Montreal, play Montreal, and let's say we lose to Montreal, and now we're 1-1. We have to win the 3rd game. If we beat Montreal both times, then we're through to the next round, which is essentially the final of the Eastern Conference, I think. No, I lied. Because then, let's say we beat Montreal. No, that would be the semifinal of the Eastern Conference Championship thing. So yeah, it could be anybody's game, especially in the Western Conference. I feel like these teams are really good. Like Western Conference players are gonna go crazy if this is it. LAFC versus Whitecaps. I mean, like we have fucking Real Salt Lake versus Houston. The Sounders versus Colorado. I think this is going to be really good. These are going to be really good playoffs, man. Really, really good playoffs. Community Shield sucks? Absolutely not. That's a horrible take, with all due respect. Community Shield does not, or Supporter Shield, you mean? Like, it does not suck at all. Supporter Shield is literally you getting the most points in both conferences. Like, you've accumulated more points than any other team in both the Eastern and Western Conference. It doesn't suck at all. It's weird because you don't play any Western Conference teams. You play very few Western Conference teams. So I understand why like people don't consider it like important or like it doesn't validate you being the champions of the MLS. Like it makes sense, but it doesn't suck. It definitely doesn't suck. Matias Rojas is next emerging star after Messi and Suarez. I mean, they're not going to play at the same level as him, but Rojas is a good player. I can back that. Yes, Rojas is a good player. 2 games only in the first round. No, it's a best of 3. So we need to win 2. So for example, like I said, for example, let's say we play Montreal. We're going to host them. We're game 1, we play at home. We beat them, okay? We move on to game 2. Game 2 we play at Montreal. Let's say we win, we just go through to the next round. We don't have to play the 3rd game because it's best of 3. If we first game, if we beat Montreal, game 2, we lose to Montreal and in Canada, then we go to a game 3, and then whoever wins then game 3 goes through. And if let's say we tie at the end of regulation, then we go to penalty kicks. You know, it's all that. So it's a best of 3. So if you win 2 games, if you win 2 games, you're through. Which is what we're planning on doing. The goal is to get by the first round with ease. The second round is going to be difficult. Essentially, the semifinals of the Eastern Conference Championship, that is going to be difficult because we're either going to play as of right now, we're either going to play Orlando or NYCFC. If we play NYCFC, we're going to be screwed. I would rather play Orlando, to be honest. And also, that would be a cool like little rivalry game, semifinals of the Eastern Conference Championships. So that would be really cool. But yes, all games are going to be like that. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that for the rest of the tournament, except for the final. So I'm 100%, I'm like 99% positive it's like that for the entire tournament. I'm gonna see if I can look it up for you, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's how it is for the entire tournament, except for the final. Best of 3. So every round 1 best of 3 series will have a winner. The first team to win 2 matches. No extra time will be played at the end of the 90 minutes. Here, hold on. Let me show you guys this. Over here. So it says here, at the end of the MLS regular season, the top 7 teams from each conference will automatically qualify to round 1 of the best of 3 series, while the next 2 teams qualify for single elimination, a wild card match. The winners of the wild card match will earn a spot in the round of 3 best of 3 series. Clubs will receive 3 points for the win, 1 point. No, wait, that's not it. Play offs. Yeah, so it's yeah, so this is round 1, best of 3 series, conference semifinals, conference finals. So I think it's just for round 1. Okay, yes, it's just for round. It's just for round 1, excuse me. So this is how it is. So the top 7 teams from each conference automatically qualify for the best of 3 series for round 1, followed by the wild card winners. Then in the semifinals, in the conference semifinals, after November's international window, there's a single elimination win or go home conference semifinal to take place, which is round 2 of the MLS Cup. These matches are hosted by the team with the better regular season record, which is us. So we're always going to have home field advantage. We're always going to have the home field advantage now. It's officially confirmed. And then for the final, we'll play one game hosted by the better of the regular season team. And then the MLS Cup final, hosting rights are awarded to the finalists with a better regular season record, which is us. Okay, so we're always going to be host no matter what. So if we make it all the way to the MLS Cup final, we're hosting. We're going to be hosting every single time. So that best of 3 series is only for round 1, which would be against, at this point, either Montreal or Toronto or whoever else wants to join in on that. Did not mean to do that here. Okay, so let's say we pass round 1. We win in the best of 3 series. We move on to round 2, which is the Eastern Conference semifinals. Let's say we play NYCFC. That's going to fucking suck, but we're going to host because it's a 1-game elimination game. It's an elimination win. It's win or go home. So we don't have to worry about playing NYCFC at their stadium, which is great. Same thing with the final here of the Eastern Conference. Let's say we play Columbus in the final here. We're going to be hosting. Don't have to worry about traveling. Then if we make it to the MLS Cup final, we are going to host. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. Oh, I guess it does matter if we play against like Galaxy or something. Oh no, because they said it's record based, right? They don't have we have the best record in the league. We have the best record in the league. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. We have the best record in the league. We don't got to worry about that. So yeah, we're always essentially going to be hosting. So we're always going to have that advantage. So yeah, but yeah, no, guys, it's very exciting. I'm very happy, very excited. We're approaching the hour mark, so I won't keep you guys here for that much longer. I just wanted to thank you guys for tuning in. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. I appreciate you guys for being here. We will do the preview game for Toronto on Friday. Yes, because today is Thursday. We're gonna do it on Friday. We're gonna do it tomorrow after the game, or after my games. I have work, so we're gonna do it after I work, and I hope to catch you guys there. Inter Miami are Supporter Shield champions, Supporter Shield winners. On to the playoffs, man. We are just 2 games away from playoffs. We're looking forward to it. I'm hoping to see you guys throughout that journey. As of right now, I have tickets for the first round of the playoffs, so maybe I'll be taking you guys with me on that journey. So, but we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I'll see you guys on Friday night for the preview against Toronto. And yeah, man, have a great rest of your Thursday. And yeah, man. Vamos Miami, bro. The best team in MLS history, boys. The best team in MLS history, guys. We'll see you later.